There are three phases of time: past, present, future. Within these phasings, we have returns and recycles. And the recycles and returns are powered by a much higher more than half of the population in humanity right now finds itself dismissed. Then what does all that collective mind do when this separation takes place? Does it move as a whole energy dump or waste? Does it go somewhere and just get left behind like we do our trash in the dumps underground, how we bury things and just try to forget about them? But then they always seem to resurface and recycle. We find that they're never actually really going away. But instead, they linger around in the places we left them. Not all of us have the tendency to remember where we leave things behind either. It makes things a lot more puzzling and tricky when you want to put all the pieces right where they belong. And each piece is showing a story, a history, a lesson. Whether it being failure, loss, or triumphant. There are going to be a lot of draws in life between the energies and your will and another's will, and all the wills within the willing. I think maybe that there's a big time push towards finding villages, I guess, or your group of support, the people who see the world like you do, want to see the future like you do, and understand the past like you do. The way that we connect those collective minds, and then we choose to push forward on the future with that collective, is how the change will ultimately be put in place and find itself being the collective that now drives the imaginative future to rebuild, to build something better, right? I'm thinking people like some of these YouTube creators, they got 1 million+ subscribers. They put those collective minds together and worked as one whole. Then they all obviously they become like this humongous risk for anybody who's currently holding that position, for example. The most odd thing of all of it is that we all have to be able to hear the ones who know what they're saying. I believe that I know what I'm saying. Do I believe that when the people hear what I'm saying right now will make sense in them, in their minds, in their thoughts, and how they think? That's a very difficult question to answer. Why would they even bother if they don't even know who I am, or my history, or my past, or any of the things that people are pulled or attracted to by not always the way you look or the way you act, but the things you do and the things that you say. But the moral of this story is control of the hive. It's a team game. It takes many players, and those players have to work together if they want to make the achievement that they seek, because clearly there's another collective that's already in motion, and we already see how they have worked together as a team to provide this power and, well, the power of organization. Let's just say it's the opposite of moving mountains, because it's not God doing it, it's something else. And it's not something that God created, but something somebody else created. So I'll leave that as a checkpoint for us all to think on. Do we have what it takes to come together? I think so. Are we willing to look into one another and see them as ourselves, and then by doing that, realizing that they are the same as you, but their thoughts and the way that they come to the conclusion of the final results going to be theirs. It's the only way to have it done. They have to do it. But it's not going to be the same way as everyone else. You know, there's a funny thing with that. Like, it's like one way to find your way home to the light, right? There's just one path, and you shouldn't get lost, because you stay on the path, and you don't just turn off into the darkness. You just stay in the light. But even within that path that's lit up and showing you where to go, there are going to be different ways to go through that, to navigate yourself on that path. It's a large path. It's one way, but it's a big way. It's big enough and designed to where you won't get lost. It's pretty big, and you should be okay, if you get my meaning. So maybe stop thinking in the sense of that you got to fight this narrow fight. You got to do things this certain way because they tell you to. No. You got to do things the way you do them. And when you do them, you got to use your mind. And you got to count on your heart. Your heart's going to tell you what your mind's not sure of. So use it. Work with your emotions. Work with the feelings and the instincts. Work with your self. And then become more than yourself by working with others. And then we'll truly be growing. And the next thing you know, we won't even be who we are today. We'll be who we were yesterday and who we're going to be tomorrow.